It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day.
I'm going to intro the show so I can tell you this bar idea we came up with last night. All right. This is just another day with
David. Adam?
Elliott. All right. This is genius. We were at Sherwin-Williams, right? And we just bought 8 gallons of paint because we're painting the utility room. Yeah, we're painting. But like, we were there and we were like, they were mixing up the paint in the paint shaker, and Chelsea was just like, yo, what if that made margaritas? And I was like, you just brain blasted my ass, because what if we, instead of serving pitchers, served gallon paint cans to tables, and then if you order individual drinks, you get the little pint paint cans, and all your drinks are mixed in one of those paint shakers. That'd be dope. Like, you go up, the server carrying like all the little pails of drinks.
As long as nothing has carbonation in it.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, no, that's the thing. It's like some mixed drinks, yeah, if you have like a Red Bull one, like you mix it and then you dump the Red Bull in afterwards. But you know what I mean? Like, how
And then it's not shaken up.
Well,
So-
shaking.
so hold on, let's-
your whole process
Wait.
is kaput.
Let's
You're
just go back.
You're killing
let's
a
go
$1
back
million
to.
idea.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I
I'm being
would
realistic.
also like to kill this $1 million idea. I'm just making sure
Jesus.
that your $1 million idea right now is to make Sherwin-Williams the bar.
No.
That's not. Yes, it is. You're like, yo,
That's how you pick your
Sherman.
drink. It's a paint sample on the wall. It's just little
Yeah.
pictures of drinks. So you take it up.
You want this color? You want blue? You want
Are
aquamarine blue?
you guys shitting on this genius idea?
Yeah, because it's not a good idea.
Bro, think about it this way. You would not have to like talk to a bartender, really. You just grab one of those things and hand it
So
to
you're
him.
taking the human element out of it.
Dude, how many times have they gotten your drink wrong at a bar? Like a crowded ass
Not
bar.
usually. I always get simple drinks.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
all
what
right,
do you-
Why do I care?
What are you ordering? What are you getting that they're fucking up?
dude, sometimes I've tried to order woo-woos and I get Blue Moons.
The fuck is a woo woo?
Oh, man. It's a great drink. It's peach schnapps, vodka, and cranberry juice.
And you're getting a Blue Moon beer?
Yeah, because they don't understand. They hear woo-woo, but their brain's like Blue Moon because it has
Also, if it's a loud bar, it's kind of hard to make that determination.
Yep, and that's why I always hold up a W. I'm like, woo-woo. And they're like, got it, Blue Moon. Here's your orange slice. I'm like, you cunts. Like, I don't want this.
Well, then stop ordering.
I have to. I have
I
to.
have.
I've never heard of a woo woo until today. I was
Really?
like, what?
You know, it's a famous gay drink. To be fair, it is
well, has
like
this
the international
Has this happened?
gay drink.
Has this happened more than once?
Oh, a handful of times, and only like it happened a lot in Pennsylvania when I would actually go to bars at bar hours. I mean, now we go to old man hours. We show up at like 8 and leave at 9.
It almost sounds like it's intentional and they're doing it on purpose to you.
Yeah, they're like hating on me
Is it always a blue moon? Do they always give you a blue moon?
almost every time. Or the one time with Adam, remember I ordered this cider and the guy gave me it. We won't go back to this bar, but it was when you were down the first time, and we went to that place that had a shit ton of beers, and the food, your ticket got lost.
18 hours to get my food.
And then, like, I ordered a drink, and I went up, and I've got it right every time, except the very last time I order it. And then I asked for this certain cider, and the guy hands me something that looked like piss and tasted awful. And I was like, that is not what I ordered at all. And then when I tried to, like, talk to him, he was already, like, fucking off to do other stuff. And I was like, ugh. We were not so happy that day. Yeah, it's always you that gets fucked on food. It's weird. I don't understand
Yeah,
it.
I don't care.
I do.
Sounds like it's just weak going to the bar. Just don't do it. Eat at home. Drink at home.
Buy a sixer and just sit at home, and I mean that's what we do
Yeah.
now.
Just do dope shit.
Do the cool stuff. Put on a movie. Play some video games. Going out sucks.
Yeah.
Going out after 30
It really does.
sucks.
No, it sucked at 23. It was bad then too.
I don't know. We've had some fun. We met Jake at TJ Rockwell's.
Yeah, but we didn't meet Jake until like it wasn't a first meeting.
know.
It was
That's
like
true.
the first time.
We got drunk at TJ Rockwell's, just kept yelling for him, and then Mitch, the server at Grand Illusions, Mitch.
Mitch.
This was like
Yeah.
one of the greatest nights where we basically went to the Grand Illusions, which is a cider bar in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and it's such a good bar because the bathroom is hidden behind a hidden bookcase. Hidden behind a hidden bookcase. Whatever. Go with it. And we were just pounding ciders because you can do samples, like a flight of samples, or you can order full glasses. And homeboy here is just ordering full glasses of it was like you didn't get the same one every time, but you got it like.
No, I got the same one every time.
Did you? I just
Peach
remember
Presto.
he would set it down for you, go to walk away, and it's like, I don't know, is it technically not a pint, but it's like one of them
It is.
fancy glasses? Oh, it
It's
was
a
a
pint.
pint?
Yeah, those are pints.
By the time this boy would walk from like our table to like 20 feet away, David would already have chugged it and would turn and just yell, Mitch. And Mitch looked over like, holy fuck, you just downed that.
Yeah.
I mean, we left him a good tip.
Yeah, that too.
He's not as great as that lady, the one
no,
who
that
became our
lady was
best
awesome.
friend.
Yeah.
The old lady, the older
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah. Said that we were good friends.
She was like, I know you
She's
guys.
nice.
And I was like, this is literally my second time here. You do not know me. But she did hook us up with the chips and split it 4 ways because it was back when the pandemic was bullshit and you had to have food with your drinks. What a weird, think about that. What a weird time that
I'll
was.
be honest, I don't hate that move though, having a little snacky as you're drinking.
I don't either, but it should just, at that point, it should have just been free. I just thought it was weird that, we had a law where we couldn't have
Did you have to
drinks
purchase?
without food.
I don't know. Whatever.
Just
Yeah,
proves
whatever.
what a weird time
Whatever.
that was.
It's past us. It's in the past. I don't give a shit anymore.
It ain't
Barely.
happening again. I'm glad we're on the other side of it. Here in Texas,
Well-
we don't even give a shit.
At the moment, you never know.
Bro, COVID doesn't exist in Tejas.
Shit changes.
We've full on 180'd and just stopped giving a fuck about any of it.
It's gonna mutate again, then everyone's gonna be fucked, and it's gonna be right back to where we were.
It's all horse shit. I don't believe in any of it. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I just think it's funny. At my work, we don't even have to wear masks anymore, so it's like, I don't care. I do
We don't
not
either.
care. Yeah, it's just fucking dumb. They don't know anything. They won't prove anything. We're too busy dealing with foreign affairs. Am I right? Gas.
Affairs.
How much is gas for you guys right now?
Went down a little bit. It's like $4.29.
Yeah, I didn't look today, but yeah. it's probably around there.
We're on the edge of $4. We're almost there. Fucking
I
stupid.
mean, we were up to almost 5 a week ago.
Fucking stupid.
Thanks
Fuck
a lot,
that
Joe
shit.
Biden.
I did that.
I did that.
Those
That was
stickers.
me. I did that.
But let's 180 let's go from the modern era to the simpler times of the 90s. I don't know. Did you guys love your 90s? I think back to my childhood of being a kid and the shit we would play with. I think toys were better back then, in my opinion.
Maybe. Definitely wasn't as electronic based.
We had Toys R Us. We had KB Toys. Toy stores were
Oh
a
yeah,
thing.
they're definitely toy stores, which were fucking dope.
Kmart toy aisle. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we
mean-
definitely had it better in that respect.
now
But,
you
I
got
mean, I guess
Funko Pops and I don't even know what else kids play with now. I don't even think kids don't play with Funko Pops. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
No, kids
I
don't
don't know.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah, but it's in the toy aisle. I don't know. That's just my brain. What do kids play with, Adam? You have nieces and nephews that are little.
There's very little though.
That's true.
I think they play with the same shit.
Do you
we
remember
played
what you
with. It
played
hasn't-
with when you were at 3 years old? Because I don't.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, there was one thing I do remember. You remember those like rumble balls with like old little like rubber spikes on them that like
Oh,
vibrates
I
and
almost put
rolls?
that on my fucking list, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
Chelsea and I,
remember those. But
we
like,
saw them, and I was
when
like,
did I play with that? I have no clue.
I have a
I have
vivid.
no time recollection of that.
There's like a picture, or no, sorry. There's like a VHS recording of me as a baby with it in my mouth, and just I had it. I was biting down on it because I was teething and just
Mhm.
shaking my head. I was going, like, and I was like, "Yep, that's something I would do." I have shaking baby syndrome from that. That thing was the sickest. I have to like get one of those for in the future because I think that'd be hilarious if I had a child and gave that to them. And everybody would be like, "What the fuck? Where did you find that?" Same place I found this Woody action figure with the Jessie doll and the fucking what's his name? Newman. He was fixing him up
Newman.
like in Toy Story 2.
Is that the guy who voiced him? Did Wayne Knight fucking voice that guy?
Yes, sir. Wayne Knight does so much voiceover work; it's impressive.
I know. My favorite's actually when he played the fucking dragon in Shaolin Showdown. That was a very short ran show. That's a great fucking animated series. I loved it.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say Wayne Knight voiced John Wayne. I was like, what?
Fuck John Wayne.
Oh, no.
John Wayne ain't shit.
But this week we're doing our top 10 90s toys. Or toys of the 90s. I guess I'll say toys of the 90s because if I say top 10 90s, that's weird. But top 10 toys of the 90s. English. How'd you guys feel like looking back on this list? Is your list, let me say it this way, is your list nostalgia based, or is it like what you think about, like, I wish I had this toy, or I did play with this a lot?
Did 100%. I had these.
Yeah, I had these toys.
It's like fascinating when I started, like, I was trying to remember the names of some of them, or like like specifically for me, it was the hardest part was like thinking back on like what I owned and played with the most. And like there were moments where I was like, oh yeah, I had like Batman action figures and like other random like GI Joe toys, but like not GI Joe, it was like off-brand GI Joe that you'd get at like the Dollar Tree. Cause like they would just have those sets, and like you could put like plastic guns in their hands and shit. And like I'd play with those all the time, but like I couldn't figure out what they were called. And I was like, fuck, what the fuck do I call it? But it was I don't know. It was neat taking a step back and thinking about like what toys I have still and what I want to bring, like what I wish I still had. I would totally play with these still. I don't give a fuck. I'm 30. I would totally play with anything on this
most
list.
of the stuff, yeah.
Like if
would
I had
absolutely play with.
if I was searching through my attic and found a box of this stuff, I would just be like, yeah, this is going down. But fuck, who wants to start off the list? I can just go down if we want to go in order of who posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, just run it. Yeah.
Well, word. You little judgmental fucks. No. Number 10 for
Yeah.
me was a Bop It. And I don't know what it was.
Did we all do that? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we all had Bop It.
it's-
I just-
Is it really? That's
yeah.
think about it though. Like
That's good shit.
if you didn't own it, you knew somebody that owned it, or like a cousin, or like something, or like, and it would be like an hour of playing it because you were just like, let's see how fucking hard we can go. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 Bop it, bam, twist it, ew, pull it, whoop, and then dude, that shit was gnarly, and I would get so pissed when somebody would fuck it up. Bro, I've worked so hard. Like I was between that and like I was thinking about it. Like I wanted to put like a Simon, but like Simon was from like the 70s, and like I didn't really have a Simon until like or later in life. Like I think we got one like at like the flea market because it was like Bop It, and we were like, this would just be a hilarious thing for $2 to own. But dude, I think Bop It, and they're still around. Like, didn't they just come out with like a new one?
Oh, they just reinvent it like every few years. They just kind of
Fucking
reinvent it and
insane.
Yeah,
put a new
they add
design or
another.
add one little thing to
Yeah,
it.
they add a new thing. Like for a while, actually, a long time ago, they added the like yelling function where like bop and they're like scream it, and you gotta fucking yell at it.
Ah!
It's,
I'm constantly screaming while using a Bop It, so what the fuck? I was just like, oh god. No,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I love like. Could you imagine like tournaments of Bop It? That'd be the most ridiculous shit. I wonder. I should look up if there's a Guinness World Record of Bop It. Like, who went the longest? Is there an end to Bop It?
There's probably not an end to it, but I guarantee you some bozo probably played Bop It for like 24 hours straight.
Some bozo. Fucking
Some
bozo.
fucking fool.
Dude, we find out what the record is, and we fucking smash it
As a team.
as a fucking team, on stage, in a glass case, suspended
Glass.
above Las Vegas. Like, I don't know. Nah, but yeah, as soon as I started thinking back, Bop It's definitely like the number one in my heart. Let's see, number 9 for me, a Huffy red bike. As much
Yep.
as you like to ridicule me for this,
Huffy red bike.
dude, I had a sick Huffy red bike. It was red with a black seat and black handle grips, and it had training wheels on it. And they were like black training wheels with like black metal, blah blah blah. But like I remember I got that thing and I was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking tear up the neighborhood with this, because we had speed bumps and hills and all sorts of stuff. And like like my first few times riding it, I like hated the freaking wheel, like the extra wheels, you know? And like I finally just like grabbed a ratchet set for my dad and took it off, because like it made it hard to ride the bike. So as soon as I took the training wheels off, I was like flying on that thing. And oh my god, I was such a fucking little shithead. I would launch the bike, like I would like ghost ride it, you know, into people's cars while giving double birds like
Ride the
Stone
whip.
Cold. But no, like I would straight up launch my fucking bike into people's cars. I was an asshole. Little 7-year-old piece of shit. If I, like, looking back, I would kick the shit out of me as a 7-year-old, because I was just a little fucking prick. Mouthy. And I would love riding, like, no handlebars, just double birding whoever is behind me. Freaking 90's wrestling made me a savage. But nah, my Huffy red bike. This is dope. Let's see, number 8. PlayStation 1, and I specified Final Fantasy 7 because I think that's the game we played the most as my family. Like, we each had a memory card, and it would be rotating who was playing it each day, and we would just watch and see what the one person did and then do something different, which is just hard as a family of 4 when each day somebody gets to play the PlayStation. And you're just like watching, just being like, you fucking idiot, you're playing like a fucking idiot. This is like the funniest shit ever. We're all just like yelling at each other over the same game. And then it'd be frustrating when like you would see somebody's on like the 3rd disc, because there was 4 discs to the game. And you're like, what the fuck? I'm stuck on disc 2. I didn't see you. It was a nightmare. But I loved my PlayStation 1. Let's see, I'll skip over to number 7. Because again, like we all know the PlayStation, it's had a long, lustrous career. Unless you're trying to get a PS5, then you're very sad. But number 7 for me was the shit in elementary school. Go Crazy Bones. If you didn't have Crazy Bones, you were a fucking nerd. Like, you were a loser. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, we would play in Latchkey, and like you would hit people, like you would play to keep for keeps, and like if you beat somebody, you get to choose one of their Crazy Bones to keep. It was like savage as fuck. Like Adam had Crazy Bones. We played him at his mom's house, which was like the funniest thing ever. Remember that? We played in the hallway at your mom's.
Nope. And my dad's.
Oh, is that your
I think
dad's?
it's my dad's.
We would just whip him. It was fucking
Yeah.
hysterical.
Maybe we played at my mom's too, but I'm pretty sure we played at my dad's.
I mean, we played this shit, like, we refound ours in, like, 10th grade, and we're like, yo, let's do this. It was, like, 10 years later, we're like, let's fucking wreck shit. Did you ever have Crazy Bones, David? Or did they, like, play them at your school?
No, definitely not. But that leads me to my number my number 5.
Oh, where
So
uh,
same idea.
I get it. I just love to. I remember I had this baby one that was like sick. It was like a mix of colors because they're just like little I mean, I guess I should explain what they are because like I don't know if a lot of people know. They were basically like little plastic things that were like faces. They were just like heads of things, or like they'd look like rocks and stuff like that. And you would set them up in formation, and you would slide them across the floor and try and knock them over, like your opponents over, and the ones that got knocked over were taken out. And then like you would go back and forth sliding one individual and then place it back in its position. And like the one that has all theirs still, or the first one did not have any standing loses, I guess is the rules of it. I don't know, but it was just
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It basically, think of it like a modern day marbles, you know, is the way it was kind of perceived as. It was fucking dope. They were fun. But anyway, number 6 for me was my Pokemon Pocket because I was too poor to afford a color, and it was Pokemon Yellow. I played that game a lot, like enough that I'm pretty sure I beat it 12 times, but I do not remember anything else. Like I'm just like, I would just go through the motions, beat the gyms, capture Pokemon. I wouldn't try and like. There were people like Johnny told me all the time. Like he would try to capture every possible Pokemon in the game because he's like a completionist. I'm like, no, give me the storyline. I'll play through the storyline. Boom, boom, boom. I don't need all the achievements. But I think everybody knows Pokemon, so I'll skip that shit. But the Pocket was a Game Boy Color, but smaller. Didn't have color, but it had a contrast knob on the side, so you can make it darker gray or like black. It's ridiculous, but it was pretty sweet because it fit in your pocket. Number 5, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because I'm a fucking dork and I like card games. Johnny and I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. I would buy them at the flea market for like boxes of the cards for real cheap. If I was smart and didn't just treat those cards like garbage, I'm sure they were worth a lot of money now. But I was a stupid child, and I put them in a tackle box, and then I took them over to my neighbors, and they basically stole all of my cards and probably took all the valuable ones and sold them. So, oopsie. But I wish I could follow that game because I'm pretty sure it's become too advanced for my adult brain now. It's not worth me learning. That's why I have Magic now. But number 4 was my Nintendo 64, and it was so tough for me to narrow down what game I would ultimately choose because you have GoldenEye, first-person shooter. You have Mario Party, which would wreck people's lives and families. Pokemon Stadium, which was just fun. I'm going to have to say like Mario Party probably is like the perfect representation of a Nintendo. It's just like, I can't tell you how many times my stepbrother and I would play it, like Mario Party 3, and just get fucking raged at Donkey Kong. There's always one character that just pisses you off. It's either Peach or Donkey Kong. They're both fucking stupid assholes. They roll well.
Oh yeah.
There's
There's always that one character that really fucks everything up.
Toad, Peach, Donkey Kong, Luigi. Like there's like a certain list that you know if they're the NPC, you're like, here goes a fucking game. We still play a lot of Mario Party. I'm glad I have it for the Switch. But maybe I'll convince Chelsea's parents to play Mario Party sometime. That'd be dope. Anywho, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just wanted to blaze through the list so you guys, because I didn't look at your list. I'm actually like genuinely curious to see if like we have more matching. But now that I'm hitting my top 3, this shit's close to home. Number 3 is wrestling figures, specifically like The Rock and Stone Cold. I cannot tell you how many times I would put on like a pay-per-view or watch Raw and sit with my little ring and like all of my figures sitting out and just like go to town, like just fucking, or the matches I would think of in my head, like dream matches. Like what a fucking world. Like I don't think I literally don't know. I mean, now I guess like they do have action figures and stuff now that are like more like they can bend their fingers and arms and shit. But I mean, back then ours were like the legs were like straight and kind of knees bent.
And the
Arms were stiff too, and like they maybe had like open grips where you can put a chair or a weapon or a 2x4, like you can squeeze in their rubber hands, and like like I had so many things. Like we had Hell in the Cell, we had an elimination chamber, like we had like a normal steel cage, we had tables, like dumpsters, like we had so many things we would just buy at the flea market, like that were open, and it was like the best. Like I can't tell you how many like Royal Rumbles I held in that ring. It was the shit. And I remember we bought a broken, like somebody had a broken ring at the flea market. Like I guess some kid must have like stepped on or like fucked it up. So Zach took like a razor blade and cut like so it looked like you power bomb somebody through the ring, and we would use that and like incorporate it in a storyline where it's like you're wrestling and all of a sudden you're like power bomb, and then you swap the ring out and put the other ring in, and like Big Show was slammed through the fucking ring, which came true later on in life, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, dude, wrestling action figures were the shit. Number 2, Lego. And the set I remember vividly is called Mummy's Tomb. And it was because I watched, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. Has to be incorporated in almost every episode of the show because of me. But I would watch The Mummy, and I had these mummy, like, Legos. And it was so fucking dope. Like, I'd mix my Mummy set with my Star Wars set and my space set. And I was like, yeah, dude. Could you imagine if a mummy showed up in Star Wars? I was like, how fucking dope would that be? And just like my little kid brain. But I loved that set. And I would take the mummy's face and like put it on like Obi-Wan's body. I was like, this is fucking dope. Like, if this mummy got a lightsaber, how crazy would this be? Fucking Emotep with a fucking dual blade or some shit. But no. And then, of course, my number 1, because I'm a fucking dork, is my Star Wars action figures. I can't tell you how many times I would play with my Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and redo the Duel of Fates fights and just like go to town. And just like, I was so, I mean, to say obsessed is like an understatement. Like a lot of people were like, if they were obsessed, they were like, no, man, I'm going to read all, like, the Star Wars books, and I'm going to, like, watch the movies and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, dude, I'm going to create my own fucking storylines and, like, make movies with my little action figures for, like, and not record them, but, like, write them out and, like, do all the action and just be like, yeah, this is what the story would be. I was just a fucking dork, but I had so many of them, it was ridiculous. And I think, yeah, my one, when I was talking about one of my best Christmas presents, it was a box literally full of Star Wars toys, and like to this day I still think like what a fucking treat. Like, so dope. And that's why it had to be a number 1 for me. But yeah, sorry, I feel like I just fucking put the gas pedal down and just didn't shut the fuck up about this, but I figured I more or less wanted to hear your guys' list because I did not peek at them. I wanted to, but I was like, no, I like hearing it and just being like, oh, like the nostalgia factor of my brain being like, oh shit. If somebody has a skip it, I'm gonna fucking hit you in the fucking dick.
I don't think
Actually,
so.
I almost did.
I would have
almost put it on.
fucking hit you in the dick because I had a neighbor that had one, and they were motorized, right? Like if I remember correctly, they had like a little wheel on them, like that you could put a battery in on one of them, and it'd spin around your leg and you would jump it.
No, you had to spin that shit yourself. You had to hook it on your ankle and like.
I think they did come out
do
with like a motorized one
circles with their-
eventually.
They probably did at some point in time.
Because
Have some
I just
kind of
remember my neighbor
motorized
had one, and it tripped the fuck out of me and pissed me off. And like I was like, I like went to kick it, because like it's motorized, so I kicked it and I hurt my foot, and I was like, ow! And like while I was bent down holding my foot, it came around and like wrapped around my fucking leg again and pissed me off.
That's what you
Like,
get.
I know.
That's what you get.
I was a dumb boy.
Can't fight the machine, dude.
Well, you can, but they'll fucking win in the end, Skynet.
Yep.
But yeah, who shall go next?
All right, I'll run mine here.
Adam.
10, Bop It. It's-
We've established it's the best.
We all had the same number 10, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm
It's
starting right
Wow.
at number 9 on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably could have, but
No, No,
That's fine.
we're establishing it for the continuity wise. If you want the best '90s toy, apparently it's a fucking Bop It.
Bop. I mean,
Well,
that
at
screams
the
90s.
bottom of the tier, bottom tier
Yeah, I
90s
mean-
toy.
That's true.
But it also just screams like a 90s toy.
True.
90s.
My number 9, I put Hot Wheels. I played with Hot Wheels quite a bit as a
Mm.
child. I always built, big tracks and jumps and shit coming down the stairs into the basement and like trying to screaming down the stairs at my dad's house. So
Make a fucking loop because you guys' staircase was ridiculous.
yeah, we would make some pretty sweet tracks and just see what we could get out of them. But yeah, no, I spent a lot of time with Hot Wheels as a kid. Number 8, mini basketball hoop. I can't tell
Like
you how
the
many
door
hours.
ones?
Yeah, we put it on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't tell you how many hours we spent just playing
Balling
little
out
mini
of
basketball
balling out of
and,
control on mini b-ball.
and how many like fist fights came out of playing basketball in the basement. Because obviously there's no dribbling, so like you just
Go
Go
up
at
and
it.
Slam it.
throwing elbows and trying to dunk on people. It's awesome. Yeah, mini basketball hoop was pretty fun.
That's pretty sick.
Number 7, I went with a Super Soaker. We had quite a number of water guns and Super Soakers that as soon as it was that temperature out, we'd be outside just having water gun fights and water balloon fights all the time.
Just
all
start,
the time.
Just start blasting them.
Yeah, we did. We'd fill them up. We used to have like this big bucket that we'd fill up with like water balloons, and we'd have just massive water balloon fights and squirt gun fights.
I remember we found in your dad's basement like one of your big ass Super Soaker ones, like that you have to
Yeah.
like pump like 15 times, and it would get like so
Oh,
much
yeah.
water pressure.
Oh yeah, dude, we had so many water guns. It was awesome. It was so fun.
Respect.
Number 6, I went Light Bright. Good
Solid.
old Light Bright. It's just fun. I mean, I don't really
Wait, did you say
remember
what's
too much
that?
of it.
No. I said, I get. I basically said yes.
Okay, you were
In
like,
my
"What's
own
that?"
words, I
And
was
I
like,
"Huh?"
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Light Bright. It's just good fun. You just hang out in the dark and put some pegs in the thing and have it light up.
The things I would do with a light bright now are just
Oh, I know. it's
Irresponsible.
like-
no.
Very
It's definitely responsible. It's more like
Dicks.
irreprehensible. It's just not
Middle
okay. I
fingers.
just
Right
spread,
swears.
Yeah.
spread butt cheeks, things like that.
A labia
Yeah,
or
just-
two.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, it'd
three.
just be a lot different now.
Clitoris.
Yeah, Light Bright. Very fun as a child. Also probably fun today. Number 5, I also went with Game Boy. I went Pokemon Blue. I didn't have Yellow. I went
Solid.
with Blue.
Good one.
My brother had Yellow.
They
I
sold
went-
them in
I just was
sets,
like,
I
I don't
think.
really.
That's why, like, I can't remember. Like, I know they sold them, like, because that was back when, like, you could bundle shit, and it was, like, actually a good deal, where it'd be, like, I don't know. I'm shot in the dark. It was probably, like, $60 for the Game Boy and the game together or something ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, because I know he got the yellow Game Boy with Pokemon Yellow. Like, they got that as a set. I don't know. I got blue, and I think mine was purple, my Game Boy. Doesn't really matter, but
Good
yeah, I
times.
went with blue. Played it all the time. It was one of those first, really like the first game system I guess I had. We didn't really have like a Super Nintendo or anything like that. I don't think. Maybe we did, but I didn't play it.
you guys aren't gamers.
Ty is. My brother is.
Is he still?
No, not anymore. But he would love to if he could. he doesn't have time.
I love with 3 kids, he's like, fuck.
3 kids, 2 dogs. He doesn't have any time to play games. So
I was
Like,
more
whenever,
worried
like-
that he didn't have hands anymore or something. You were like,
Yeah,
if he
Ty
could, he
Watt-
would.
Adam goes, lost his hands. Nom.
that would be hilarious. I couldn't even imagine.
What a fucked up thing, but so funny. Here, let me pick up my children.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me operate heavy machinery with no hands.
The nubbies.
Fucking not fun, but funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
fuck, man.
My number 4, I went with the old Vortex football. You could
Vortex.
throw that thing a fucking mile.
Is that the one with the tail and the whistle in it?
And it whistled. Yep.
And they glue you can get the glow in the dark ones later.
You
in
could get
life.
glow in the, yeah, they came out later, but yeah.
You
Vortex
bet your
football.
goddamn labia.
I remember we would beam that motherfucker. Like,
Oh, you could throw it so fast and hard, and it would, like...
can we get like a video of
it
Tom
could
Brady
hurt.
throwing it? I just want to see if one of those guys can throw it like 80 yards.
Well, it was endorsed by John Elway when it came out. It was
That's
his
true.
signature toy, I guess.
Dude, how fucking hilarious. I would love, there should be a fucking rec league where that's the official football.
Probably
You
is.
have, like... Yeah, I bet there is somewhere.
Because, like, you couldn't, it
Something.
wouldn't go, like, if I remember correctly, it would, like, arc. Like, you know how, like, you could beam it short distance, but most of the time when you threw it, it was like, whoop, whoop. Like a rainbow
Yeah,
throw.
I mean, you throw anything that way.
I think it was ridiculous.
But yeah, you just got really good flight on it, and you could throw it like a mile.
Are we going to have to get one soon?
I bet you I might.
Bro, let's get one and go to the Galveston beach and just get fucking turned in the ocean having a fucking football montage on the,
Dude,
on the beach.
I would be all into that. That would be so fun.
Write this down.
Yeah, mental note.
I'll text Johnny. He probably has one, to be honest. Milo would fucking be our receiver.
I should probably tear that thing up. It was so cheap foam on it.
That's true. We'd have to get a bunch of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, number 3, I went with Nerf Guns, specifically the Bazooka. That was the best one.
Zuka.
That was the best one. It was like the Tommy gun one. They had like the yellow balls. You had to like pump it to shoot it each time.
Oh, Jesus.
That was awesome. That was the best one out of all the Nerf guns I've ever had. We used to get Nerf guns every Easter.
I was going to say, you guys had
We had so
a
many.
lot. Like, I only know like one person that has more than you. And that was because they got them for like every occasion, where it was like Christmas, birthday, Easter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kid was like a rich kid that would get them all the time. But like, yeah, you guys had like a nice plethora of Nerf guns.
We would get them. Me, my brother, and my cousins, we would get them every year for Easter.
Now your cousins are cops.
That
now
was
they have
always
real
like the
guns.
big thing. We would get Nerf guns.
Now your cousins get each other Glocks.
Kind of. Well, maybe.
It's nice.
They are police officers, so
Yeah.
they might.
I don't fuck with them.
Yeah. But yeah, Nerf guns. We used to have major, just epic Nerf battles in the basement. We'd set up like obstacles and shit that you could hide behind and like advance, like it almost like a paintball course and shit. It was so fun.
Fucking Nerf or nothing, baby.
Yeah. Number 2, also went with Crazy Bones. They were so. I mean, I'm not gonna explain it too much. You
Enough
explain
said,
them a
mate.
lot. Number 1 is the Great Adventures Castle from Fisher-Price. This thing was dope.
Is this the
I know it
thing
well.
where the front
know it
is a
well.
castle and the back is all the rooms and stuff, and you have little knight figures you put in it?
Yep.
Had
And then,
trap
like,
doors
there's
and
little
shit
trap
on it.
doors and shit. There's like a cannon
Yeah.
on there.
I had it, and I had 2 figures for it, the red knight and the blue knight.
Yep.
My neighbor had the black knight and a horse, and I was always jealous of him. And then I ended up just using it for different things, because like I had that, and then my stepbrother had like the Batmansion one, and we would just use those together for Batman Robin adventures. But yeah, now that you said that,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
I had the
forgot
castle.
all
I
about
had the pirate ship.
Yeah, so I was
That's
gonna bring up the
right.
pirate,
Pirate
ship.
ship was dope. The
Yeah,
pirate
pirate
ship was
ship
so
was cool.
fun.
And there's a pirate with like a hook hand and a sword.
Yep.
Dude, I forgot all
Oh,
about
yeah.
those toys.
Dude, they were that was the first thing I thought of when we decided 90s toys. I was like, boom. Give me the
Dude, what
castle.
a fucking pool that like I just forgot about. What?
You know, you guys remember the one trap door? It would slide from literally the top of the castle down to the bottom. It was like a chute.
It was a
Mhm.
spiral chute.
I had this horrible fucking like moment when I was but a boy, where I would run around the house stealing money, and I would steal every fucking dollar I could find, and I would stuff it in the fucking trap door, thinking no one would ever find it. So there was probably like $80 in fucking like fives and singles just stuffed in my fucking castle.
If you find that today, you're gonna find $80.
Oh no, my mom found it quick. It didn't take long for them to be like, "What the fuck?" and just beat my ass.
They'll
Because
never find it here.
I lied. I wanted the money, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't take that. I didn't do that. That wasn't me." And I'm fucking running away with like $1 here, $3, $5, and I'm just stuffing it in the fucking castle. After like 2 weeks, they finally caught me.
That's fucking hysterical.
I almost got away with it.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids and their dumb dog.
Right?
That's fucking insane. You just made me think of the egg. Remember those egg people, Adam? There was like fire trucks. It was Fisher Price as well, I think. And they were like egg shaped and then they were flat on the bottom. And they didn't have arms or legs or heads. I'll see if I can
not
find a
ringing a
photo
bell.
for you. But that scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh, let me see what they are. Fisher Price, egg people. They remind me of the I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not like egg people. I don't know. They would ride in fire trucks. Oh wait. These things.
I know what
hold
you're
on.
talking about, but I don't. They were like, I think those were for like kids.
Oh, yeah, I
the,
don't really
like
remember
mid
that.
2000s.
It looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
It's for babies.
They're
Elliott's dad gave it to him
1990s.
when he was 15.
It was my dad. All right, can I tell you? Hold on, before you give your list, can I tell you literally a hilarious thing that happened to me at 16? Is for Christmas, like my mom and I aren't like super close, and like it's just like interesting that like at 16, she thought a great present for my 16-year-old son would be Lincoln Logs.
Dude, I would take Lincoln Logs right now.
I know now, but like at 16,
Even at 16, yeah, take them.
At 16, I was into music, art, and reading, and it was like she literally could have gotten me paint supplies, a book, or like guitar strings. Like she knew nothing about me, and she was like, "Here are these Lincoln Logs." Like, yeah, now it would be dope because I'm an adult and I could make like a fucking log cabin that would look legit. But at 16, all I care about is like, boobs, music, and books.
Would you have preferred her to bring you some tits? She was just like, "Here's
Yeah.
some titties, boy."
Here's some titties. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, a titty mag. That'd be dope.
Thanks, Mom. I'm gonna go jerk off now. Bye.
I'm gonna use your AOL dial-up to see if I can look up some boobs. No, this is funny.
Boobies.
But no, yeah, at 16 she got me that, and I was like, "What the fuck do I do with this?" I was like, "This is clearly a sign that we do not talk. We probably won't talk in the future." It was just funny. But go on, David. Let's hear your list, boy. I bet I know what your number 10 is.
It's called a suck it. You would put it in your mouth and drool on it for a bit. No, Bop It, obviously.
He goes, "It is a fleshlight."
Fleshlight before fleshlights came out. It was called a pocket pussy. No, fuck that. Obviously, we know 10's Bop It, but 9 was super hot fire. And if you didn't have it, you're probably not a tough person. But number 9 is the Sock'em Boppers, which were just boxing gloves that blew up on your hands. And it was supposed to be more fun than a pillow fight.
More fun
But
than a pillow fight.
somehow everybody got a fucking busted bloody nose and a fucked up lip.
Dude, I literally lost a
those were
friend
vicious.
over him.
Of course, who didn't end up fucking pissed off when you blew up these barely inflated fucking things and punched people in the face? It was the greatest, most violent toy ever made.
I literally wish I could, like, I had a neighbor that lived in the trailer park, and then his parents got a good job, and they moved him out, like, in the countryside of York, And like I
Oh,
went to
Trey.
visit them one time, and like they had a fucking like 4-story house. It was dope in the middle of nowhere. And like I'm friends with his sister Amanda on Facebook now, and I do not know if he's alive. Like it's weird because he doesn't have a Facebook, so I'm like I always wanted to ask her, be like, "How's your brother Matt?" And like I haven't seen him since I fucking busted his lip the one time you guys invited me over, and we had sock and boppers on, and I just was like, "All right," and I threw a fucking straight punch at him and just like launched him. Like he fell like 5 feet back, smacked the back of his head, and his mouth was bleeding. I was like, "Oh fuck!" I clocked him good. But yeah,
Sock boppers.
I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if this kid's alive, but I would really like to know because how awkward would it be?" You're like, "Hey, remember when I knocked you out with a sock and bopper?" And she's like, "Yeah, my brother's dead." Like I feel like an
You
asshole.
fucking killed him.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on.
fucking
Hold on.
killed
Did this move from part of my top 10 list to an honest trailers? Is that what's going on right
I
now?
didn't mean to.
Did we honest trailers sock and boppers? Is that what's happening?
By accident, yes.
A whole fucking storyline, like start to finish. Like, yo, I had sock and boppers, punched my friend,
Till I
busted his mouth,
killed
hit
a
his
man.
head. Fucking 20 years later, I think he's dead. He doesn't have a Facebook, and his sister doesn't talk about him anymore. I don't know if he's alive, dead, if he's in Cuba. I don't know what's going on with the man.
Sock and bopper's getting a lawsuit.
Emotional distress, like, you guys owe me money. You made me lose
I'm-
a friend.
I'm on trial for a murder. How to kill him with sock and boppers.
Like, yeah, man, that night after you left, after you punched him in the face and he cracked his head, he got fucking, like, speak and say, had a brain aneurysm, like, 45 minutes later. His whole fucking brain exploded. His family still hates you for it.
Oh, it explains so much. Oh shit. Alright, what's next on this awesome list?
This one, a lot of people don't know about my number 8. Do you know creepy crawlers? Are you familiar?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, creepy
Bake videos.
crawlers. Creepy crawlers were just dope. Fucking basically just an easy bake oven for dudes who wanted to make snakes and spiders and all sorts of other shit. And there was 2 versions of it where they had the original one where you could just make like the little toys themselves out of the rubber and they were just jiggly and shit. And then they added a food function where you could put in little they were just jellies is all it was and just made gummies. But it's cool as hell. It's fucking awesome.
I burnt the shit out of my hand with it because it's a metal tray you slide into a literal
Yeah.
convection oven, and then you're supposed to
That's a
pull it out and we'll let it cool. Nobody lets
It
it
had
cool.
a very small opening. It wasn't like a nice easy bake oven opening where it was large.
It was like a floppy disk.
Pretty much. It was dangerous, but it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool as shit. And then there was another version that came out later, but I think it was in the 2000s where you would melt little metal BBs and make shit out of metal instead.
Children
couldn't-
making ammunition.
Yeah, pretty much, but I remember that, and I never got one of those, and I think it was because I had too many accidents with the creepy crawlers, and something about schmelted metal was not gonna fucking pass with my family at that point.
I was losing the shit.
Sorry, I was looking up list of celebrities and they have
But you found the
Sarah,
dead kid.
they have Sarah Palin's name written down, but they have a picture of Lamar Odom.
That's so much better than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like Lisa Ann, but it's Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom.
It's so much weirder. That's fucking fantastic. I love that.
Holy
That's
shit,
so
that's
good.
funny.
From now on,
Sorry.
Lamar Odom is now gonna be every fucking like female anything.
That's fucking
'Cause
dope.
we're gonna fucking paste Lamar Odom's photo on everything.
The guy who almost died in a whorehouse.
Yeah, on a crack overdose.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever, man. He's still a beast.
Oh,
Man knows
shit.
how to live. But yeah. So besides Lamar Odom, my number 7 is a fucking Dragon Zord. I figured that was one of I was like that's the best Zord from one of the best Power Rangers. So that was like I knew I was gonna do a Power Rangers toy. I just didn't know which one. I was like, fuck it, the Dragon Zord. Had fucking little wheels on its feet. It would fucking walk forward and meh, fucking make noises and shit. Chest would light up, eyes, the mouth. It was sick. It was absolutely sick. And at that time, I think I don't think they ever released a Dragon Dagger,
Nope.
but I know later on they released a Saba, and I was still like, cool. But I'm gonna go with the Zord on this one. Go full Zord. Just so there's no confusion about the time date on when this bitch came out.
I mean, it's still sick. The Dragon Zord fucking rocks.
Absolutely. Almost as much as my very simple number 6, Phloem. Do
What
you remember
Phloem.
Phloem, dude?
is this? The foam? Like I feel like isn't it just styrofoam like something?
It was basically just like, you know how people make slime now?
Mm-hmm.
Phloem was just slime, but yeah, it had little like tiny circular like foam balls in it, and it had a different texture. So like whenever you would like pull it, it would make like the styrofoam and like tearing noises and shit.
Chelsea was telling me about this. I didn't own it, but like I knew of it.
There was only like 2 options. It was either you got Phloem, which was as I described, or you got like what they call it, gack or slime or whatever the
Gak
fuck they
is the
call
one
it.
I knew of.
Yeah, they were the other versions of it, which were equally as fun. But I just remember Phloem the most, just because it was so light and airy, and just it also smelled fucking awful. I remember how bad that would smell. You'd open it, get ready to play with it. You're like, yeah, Phloem. You're like, oh fuck,
This fucking smells
shit
like
just-
burnt plastic.
it just smells like piss. Like I hate it. But yeah, now number 5 though, I have my own version of fucking Crazy Bones. I have Pogs.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know what's more 90s than fucking Pogs. A game that nobody knew how to play until they were 25. But it was a fucking...
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Yeah. It's a sweet fucking game. Kind of wish Pogs had more like advertisement on characters. Like I kind of wish there was like Pokemon Pogs and so on and so, like really licensed shit.
Did you
where
have
like
to make
that's
your own
cool,
Pog?
have to have it. Oh, hell no.
Oh
No,
man.
I only purchased big ass stacks of them and was like, that's cool, that's cool. And I mean, realistically, as a child, all I wanted was the slammers.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that metal disc at shit.
We had a Pog maker. You could take like baseball cards or hockey cards and make your own Pogs.
Just stamp them out.
Yeah, you basically are just cutting out a thin baseball card, and it essentially is a
Dude,
Pog.
maybe it's good that Pogs weren't taken off like that then, and they had such a short wave. Could you imagine like the fucking asshole kid who's like, this guy's never gonna be good, and like bumps up like a LeBron rookie card or some shit. He's like, look at my LeBron Pog, and you're like, you just wasted like a $45,000 card. Congratulations, you're a fucking bozo. Exactly, like you fucking moron.
Dumbass.
Maybe it's safer that way, or it's gonna be like a fucking I got a Charizard Pog. I don't play Pokemon anymore. Turn my Charizard into a Pog. Like, oh, you dummy.
You dumb bastard.
dumb dummy.
Mm.
But yeah, so Pogs were always fun.
They were dope.
Almost as fun as going outside in the dark and not being able to catch a glow-in-the-dark Nerf football.
Yeah.
You can't
Cooking
see
that
fucking thing.
Cooking that motherfucker under a lamp all day. Getting so excited for the sun to go down, and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Your parents are like, yeah, whatever, fucking go do it, as long as you stay in the yard. And you hear nothing but, ow, ow, fuck, ow. Just getting hit in the face with this ball because you can't see your own fucking hands. You're like, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? Nope. In the face, fucking big old smack.
Chest catches all day, baby.
Oh, shit.
Well, the thing too is it was like
great.
the yellow, like you know what I mean. Like it was like if it was bright orange, like now they have these like the glow in the dark like balls now actually glow really well. Where back then it was like an off green yellow that you could barely see until it was like 10 feet from you.
Oh yeah, but see that wasn't the problem. I could see the damn ball. I couldn't see my hands to fucking catch the ball. I didn't know where my hands were.
How do hands work?
It was just dark as shit, and I'm like, catch? Nope. I'm like, my hands were nowhere near that fucking ball. Or you tip it off your finger and bust a knuckle or some shit. It was always bad. It was always fucked. Everybody got hurt. Nobody ever successfully caught that bitch.
My neighbor like was the one that would get stuff like that, and he got the glow in the dark basketball, which was like the shit for late at night. But it also sucked because like how many times you would just like it would just break your brain like throwing a glow ball and being like, I think I see the rim.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, I always thought it would be cool because I once saw a fully like black light glow in the dark skating rink.
Mm-hmm.
where everything to the floor, to your skates, and everything had black light on it. Had a black light glow to it of whatever color, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
I was like, bro, that would be so sick for basketball if you colored up the rim and the backboard, backlit a fucking like fiberglass board, put the ball on, put all the fucking lines on the court in fucking whatever black light colors you so. She's like, that'd be so cool. Like that'd be so goddamn baller. But I was like, who the fuck would ever go do that? How do you convince people to go play blacklight basketball?
Make it an event in LA.
Yeah.
Lakers.
You know, an event would be cool, but I want it to be a thing forever. I want it to be daily.
Oh, slam ball.
That still exists. I love that it exists, but nobody watches it. Nobody does shit with it. There's just an underground
Slam ball league.
following, and it's like roller derby. Like it exists, nobody watches it, but it has its following, and it still exists because of it.
More power to him.
Absolutely. Number 3 for me though, a little different because I didn't know what to actually call the toy, but it was the Pokeballs that when you have like you fucking threw them and they had the little Pokemon inside of them and shit. It would just pop open and it would just
I know
just a
you're
little toy
saying.
inside.
Yeah.
Those were awesome. I fucking love those. I thought those were cool as shit. That was one of my favorite like Pokemon things to ever come out.
They're pretty dope.
This guy literally gave me the idea. I was like, yes, I am a fucking Pokemon trainer. Bam. Here's my Pokeball. Here's my Pikachu.
I am the Ash Ketchum.
Absolutely. It was great. I loved it. All the Pokemon toys were kind of cool at that time. Not so much now. Now they're kind of weak, but which is weird because technology's only gotten better, but they're kind of weak now.
China, China, China.
But now better than any Pokemon ever is my perfect number 2, which was almost number 1. But number 2 is Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
And it almost didn't reach the cut, but it came out in 1999, so I got lucky. Dude, I love that fucking toy because I love that fucking movie. Jingle All the Way, Turbo Man, a toy that only exists because of a fucking movie. It's literally like and I forgot that they did the same thing with Home Alone with the fucking the Talk Boy.
Yeah.
I forgot that the movie was like literally wasn't supposed to exist without the toy.
And then they put the toy out before the movie came out so that people had context for it.
It's perfect. It's a great marketing scheme. Now, my number 1 did not go that way. This very much came out after the movie, which was fine. But after Phantom Menace came out and they started producing lightsabers was probably the greatest moments in my childhood. Because that was one thing that we did was go out in the motherfucking dark outside and light up.
Put in
The
4 double D batteries in your fucking
Yep.
lightsaber and go to town on each other.
Yep, and even though they put out like random ones where it was like, oh, here's Darth Vader, here's Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul, and those were like the only 4 out for the longest time. There's nothing I love more than busting one of those bitches out and lighting it up outside and just that thing just fucking throwing it out and just beating the shit out of each other with those things at night.
You'd flick it,
It
you hold the
was
button down
awesome.
and go like that, and it slides out.
Yep, it's like it just fucking slide out, light up. The sound effects were awesome. The cracks, the whoop, whoop, like it was perfect. So that's number 1 for me, but specifically it's the Darth Maul, the double edge, the double sided. It was fucking so cool.
I remember seeing it on the shelves and wishing my dad would get me one, and he never did. Because he was like, you'll get the Qui-Gon one instead. And I was like, all right, I appreciate that, because I found out like the Darth Maul ones like break so easily.
Well, the best part about it, we went to KB Toys, and it's like, okay, here's the other 3 that aren't Darth Maul that I mentioned. They're all in like a nice box. Like it's almost like, hey, you could do this as like a collector's edition, whatever.
Mm.
But for whatever reason, they were like, here's the Darth Maul one. It was literally not with the other ones. It was off on the wall somewhere else. And it was hanging up on like, I don't even know what to describe it. It was just one single sheet of cardboard that said Darth Maul lightsaber.
Yeah, it was a tube.
And it looked like,
and it would hang like that.
Yeah, and it looked like it was some fucking, and it was held on with zip ties, and it just looked like it was some chintzy fucking thing from God knows where, like a fucking like it was supposed to be some shitty costume prop. And it was still just as nice as the other ones actually as a toy, but like the whole packaging and everything else, they were like, we don't care.
Yeah,
We're not making a bigger box. Fuck this.
they're like, we did the bare minimum. You can just buy the toy. You're gonna rip it
Yeah.
open anyway. Fair enough. Like,
True. True.
well, fuck, mate. Like, what a list. Like, you guys are bringing like. Since I bought a house, I might have to look up some collector's items to fill the walls with in the studio, since I'm gonna have my own little studio room.
Did you?
I've already established I'm buying 2 movie posters. I'm gonna buy a Mac and Me poster and a Carnival of Souls poster, and they're gonna be on my walls in the background of the studio for recording. So, in the future, when I have my studio set up, you'll have a poster of Mac and Me and a poster of Carnival of Souls, and then whatever else I end up hanging up. But fuck,
Let me
mates.
let me throw a
Crazy.
third poster at you real quick. What about Lamar Odom with a little tag underneath that says Sarah Palin?
You know, if I can find one for $12.99, I'll put it up.
Bitch, I think we can make it at Kinko's for $5.99. I think we
Yeah.
could just take a print.
We also have to mail it to me then.
Done.
Well, we can send you the image. You can go to Kinko's and get it for $5.
Dealito. Well, fuck, mates. This was a good 90s list. As always, we'll say like, comment, subscribe, click the bell. You know what time it is. No, wait, that's not us. This is just another day with
David.
Adam.
Elliott. Goodbye.
The show has ended. The show has ended. It's just another